In the heart of the emerald expanse that was the Amazonian rainforest, where the city lights of Sao Paulo felt like a distant dream, Maya and Alex had carved out their own paradise. They were in their mid-20s, a modern couple whose love had blossomed amid the chaos of urban life. Endless coffee runs, late-night coding sessions for Alex's tech startup, and Maya's vibrant graphic design gigs. But one evening, as they watched the sunset from their high-rise balcony, the concrete jungle below seemed to suffocate them. "What if we just left?" Maya had whispered, her dark curls framing a face lit with mischief. Alex, with his easy smile and tousled brown hair, had pulled her close. "Let's build our own world," he'd replied. And so they did. They sold everything, apartment, gadgets, the trappings of modernity, and ventured into the dense green labyrinth of the jungle. With backpacks laden with essentials and hearts full of adventure, they hiked for days, guided by a local indigenous elder who taught them the basics of survival. Near a crystal-clear river that wound like a silver serpent through the foliage, they found their spot, a small clearing bathed in dappled sunlight, where tall kapok trees stretched skyward like ancient guardians, their leaves filtering golden rays into a dreamy haze. Birds, scarlet macaws, and toucans flitted overhead, their calls a symphony of freedom. Building the hut was their first grand adventure. Alex, ever the engineer at heart, sketched plans on a notepad, while Maya gathered vines and broad leaves for thatching. They felled sustainable timber with borrowed tools, lashing beams together with rope and mud. Laughter echoed as Maya smeared clay on Alex's cheek during construction. "You look like a warrior king," she teased, her eyes sparkling. He pulled her into a playful embrace, spinning her until they collapsed in giggles. By week's end, their modest wooden hut stood proud, a single room with a thatched roof, a small porch overlooking the river, and a fire pit outside. Inside, they hung hammocks side by side, and Maya decorated with wildflowers she wove into garlands. Life in the jungle was a revelation. Mornings began with the river's gentle murmur, sunlight piercing the canopy like shafts of divine light. They'd wake tangled in each other's arms, sharing lazy kisses as the world stirred. "This is us forever," Alex would murmur, tracing her collarbone. They'd forage for fruits, juicy mangoes, and tart acai berries, then splash in the river, Maya's laughter ringing as Alex chased her through the shallows. Afternoons were for exploration. Hand in hand, they'd wander winding paths, fingers intertwined, discovering hidden waterfalls where they'd swim naked, the cool water a sensual contrast to the humid air. Maya, with her artistic soul, sketched the flora and fauna, while Alex marveled at the ecosystem's intricate balance. Evenings were pure magic. As the sun dipped, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, they'd build a bonfire, its flames dancing like fireflies. Sitting close, legs intertwined, they'd roast fish caught from the river or tubers dug from the earth. The jungle sounds enveloped them, the distant hoot of owls, the rustle of leaves, the occasional roar of a far-off beast. "Hear that?" Maya would say, leaning her head on his shoulder. "It's the heartbeat of the world." Alex would pull her closer, their conversations drifting from dreams to desires, punctuated by affectionate touches, a brush of lips, a hand on thigh. One night, under a blanket of stars, they made love by the fire, the warmth of flames mirroring the passion in their hearts. "I love you more than the stars," he whispered, "and I you more than the endless green," she replied. But the jungle, for all its beauty, held shadows. One fateful night, the sky darkened prematurely. Heavy clouds rolled in like an invading army, thunder rumbling as if the gods themselves were at war. Rain began as a whisper, then a torrent, pounding the thatched roof like relentless drums. Lightning forked across the heavens, illuminating the swaying trees in stark, dramatic flashes. Winds howled, bending the mighty kapaks and sending leaves spiraling like confetti in a storm. Inside the hut, Maya and Alex huddled by their small indoor fire, the air thick with humidity and tension. "It's just a storm," Alex said, trying to sound brave, but his voice betrayed a flicker of unease. Maya nestled against him, her hand in his as the world outside raged. Then a sound cut through the chaos, not thunder, but a low guttural growl. They froze. Peering through the slotted window, lightning revealed a silhouette, a massive tigress, her striped coat slick with rain, eyes glowing amber in the darkness. She was pregnant, her belly swollen, movements labored as she paced near the hut, seeking shelter. Weakness showed in her staggered steps, yet her posture screamed protection. Ears flat, tail lashing. Fear gripped the couple. Maya's heart pounded. Tigers were apex predators, stories of attacks fresh in her mind from city news. Alex reached for a makeshift spear, his hand trembling. "Stay back," he whispered. But as another flash lit the scene, they saw her desperation. The tigress collapsed near the porch, panting, her sides heaving. Rain pelted her mercilessly. Maya's fear softened into empathy. "She's in pain, Alex. Look at her. She's about to give birth." Alex hesitated, the spear lowering. Their eyes met, a silent debate raging. "We can't just leave her," Maya urged, her voice steady despite the storm. Courage swelled in them, born of their love and the wild spirit they'd embraced. Carefully, they opened the door a crack, the wind whipping rain inside. The tigress growled warningly, but didn't advance. With gentle movements, Alex dragged a tarp from their supplies, fashioning a makeshift lean-to against the hut side. Maya gathered dry wood, stoking the outdoor fire pit despite the downpour, creating a pocket of warmth. They placed a bowl of leftover fish near her, stepping back respectfully. The tigress eyed them warily, then dragged herself under the shelter, her body curling protectively around her unborn cubs. Lightning cracked, casting dramatic shadows on her form, her breaths ragged. The couple watched from inside, hearts racing, an emotional bridge forming across the species divide. Trust built slowly. Hours passed as the storm eased, the tigress accepting their aid, her growls softening to weary sighs. Dawn broke with a hush, the jungle steaming under peaceful morning light. Sunbeams filtered through the canopy, birds resuming their chorus as if the night had been a mere interlude. The tigress had given birth in the shelter's dim warmth. 3 tiny cubs, blind and mewling, nestled against her. Maya and Alex stepped out cautiously, awe washing over them. The mother lifted her head, but instead of aggression, her eyes held a glimmer of gratitude. "They're beautiful," Maya whispered, tears in her eyes. Alex squeezed her hand, a joyful atmosphere enveloping them. They offered more food, fresh fruit and water, keeping distance but providing. Over days, a deep bond formed. The tigress, whom they named Luna for her moon-like stripes, allowed them closer, her cubs tumbling playfully as strength returned. The couple sat nearby, watching in wonder, their own love mirrored in this wild family's tenderness. Luna's presence transformed their days. Mornings, the cubs, fluffy bundles of stripes, explored the clearing, while Maya and Alex shared quiet moments, their affection deepened by this miracle. They'd walk hand in hand along the river, discussing life's fragility, then return to find Luna grooming her young. Evenings by the bonfire, jungle sounds now included the soft purrs of contentment. One afternoon, as the sun dappled the leaves, Maya sketched the family, Alex's arm around her. "This is harmony," he said. She kissed him, playful yet profound. But peace shattered one moonless night. The air grew thick with menace as distant howls pierced the darkness. A pack of hungry wolves, lean, shadowed forms with glowing eyes, encircled the hut, drawn by the scent of vulnerability. Their snarls built to a crescendo, yellow gazes piercing the black like embers in the dark. Tension coiled. The couple barricaded the door, hearts hammering. Luna sensed the threat first, rising with a powerful roar that shook the trees. Her cubs huddled behind her as she positioned herself between the hut and the pack. The epic standoff was a heroic jungle tableau under starlit skies. Wolves lunged, jaws snapping, but Luna fought with primal fury, claws slashing, teeth bared in thunderous roars. She charged, scattering the front line, her stripes a blur in the dim light. One wolf clamped onto her flank, but she twisted, dispatching it with a savage swipe. The couple watched from cracks in the walls, fear mingling with admiration. "She's protecting us," Maya gasped. Alex nodded, gripping her hand. Luna's bravery turned the tide. Wounded but unyielding, she chased the remnants into the underbrush, her roars echoing triumphantly. Morning came with a golden sunrise, the jungle awakening in soft hues. Luna, battered but alive, licked her wounds as her cubs nuzzled close. The couple emerged, gratitude swelling. They tended her injuries with herbal poultices Maya had learned from the elder, their bond unbreakable. Days later, as the cubs grew steadier, Luna stood at the clearing's edge, gazing back. With a final, knowing look, she led her young into the forest's embrace, vanishing into the green depths. Maya and Alex stood hand in hand, watching with wonder and tears. The river murmured on, birds soared, sunlight filtering eternally. In that moment, they embodied love's courage, nature's harmony, a testament to the wild's whispers where human hearts and beastly souls intertwined forever.